I will continue with Universal Hiker, Part 10. It was 2015 now, and back east in Virginia, there was a young 22-year-old gal who was going through some changes. Miss Karen had quit college just a class before she would have graduated. School had lost its value, and she had been doing her homework into the nature of financial systems, aliens, and what was going on behind the scenes. She was actually living out on the street with her boyfriend. That got old soon. They broke up, and Dwayne suggested she come out west and join us. She agreed, got on a free bus pass from the homeless center, and Dwayne provided money for basic necessities, and she was off for a cross-country bus ride. We decided I would take her in first. I purchased a used 26-foot cab over RV and parked it in one of my gardening customers' driveways in exchange for gardening work. He had owned an RV, so it had full hookup with water, power, sewage, and internet. I met Karen in San Jose, California as she got off her long bus ride, and we started our one-year adventure together. She would live in the RV and I would sleep in the orchard. During the day, I would do my gardening route and she would work on making websites, editing video, skits, and other projects. In the evening, we would talk to Dwayne on Skype and plan fun activities. Karen and I would attend all the psychic fairs, earth festivals, and art and wine festivals on weekends that we could. We would rent a table space and share the new presentation material. We went to colleges and spoke with environmental clubs. I even ran for a Cupertino city council seat. 2 months before the election, I threw in my hat and participated in campaigning and debates. I ran as the Green candidate. There was no expectation of being elected since I was just 2 months old into politics, and some of these other candidates were career politicians. But I did collect around 400 votes. The winner garnered 7,700 votes. The idea was getting out there and share our presentation in any creative way we could. We tried hard to create a children's benefit concert at the De Anza College campus to bring attention to the destruction of the planet. The 2,400-seat auditorium was a little out of our reach with our grassroots effort, but we did meet and bother a lot of people trying to get it going. I say bother because one almost has to do something radical to get people's attention. The public is so routine in their everyday lives that they don't pay attention to the bigger picture. We had fun doing skits and posting them on YouTube. Dwayne would write the scripts, and Karen and I would film them outdoors or in front of a green screen. It had been about a year with Karen and I living in Cupertino in the RV. We were getting restless to do more. Dwayne was struggling with paying the rent each month as his attention was the new presentation. Why not move down to Huntington Beach, combine our incomes and form a team to get more done? Yes, so we packed up what we could in my 2004 Ford Ranger pickup truck and drove down to Orange County to live with Dwayne. It was fun meeting Dwayne in person. He is just like everyone else, except for the awareness. He has said everyone can do what he has done. They can, but it takes huge intent, stamina, and focus. Who can even say what it takes to be in the position of a real guide? When I was in Eckankar, I had a fear of meeting the leaders such as Darwin Gross or Harold Klemp. Although I had a run-in with them and it was fine, I had this bigger-than-life attitude about them. There is what these people like queens, presidents, and masters project, and there is really who they are. They are free beings of light like anybody else, but they have assumed a role and play it out on this stage of life. They are no more important than you are. In fact, they will have a lot more to answer to and go through than the average citizen because of their influence. If their intent was not in the right place, they will have to face their decisions, and it could take them many lifetimes if they have harmed people. Dwayne is harmless. He is real, sincere, and has a tremendous concern and consideration for our struggle to reach the true reality. People take what he is doing for granted, not knowing they are missing out on the greatest opportunity they will ever have if they don't decide to study what he is presenting. Most people don't know what they are doing here on Earth or anywhere. Dwayne and the Real Guides are the best reference to assist people through the darkness and confusion. Karen took over Dwayne's bedroom. He moved his bed into his office, and I found a place to sleep outside. We started a new 3-year cycle. We would continue a strong presence on social media, especially Facebook, where Dwayne has over 3,000 groups. He writes about any subject you can imagine and then relates it to the is. Karen created websites for many of the Facebook groups, over 80. We would interview health experts, New Age gurus, free energy inventors, and even just the man on the street on our blog talk radio station. Visited and spoke at city council meetings of neighboring cities on creating food forests and highway strips and other unused city land, and continued attending festivals to share our information. The public is so indoctrinated and dumbed down that it takes all the creativity, angles, and clever ins and outs to even get their attention. What we are presenting has no relation to anything in creation, yet we need creation to see what is not real. So when presented with something the public can't relate to, they automatically put it in the category of conspiracy theory or cult, or just plain weird. It's too real for them to face, so they pretend it doesn't or cannot exist. It disturbs their normalized, boring life, so they discard it. I at least was curious when I came across a new presentation. But most are not even that, not even to investigate. Then there are those who try the NUUU a few times, and if nothing happens, they leave it. Understandably, not everyone will have experiences when first singing the NUUU. One woman we knew went directly to the real universes on her first try. Others may have alarming type experiences because the dark forces will try to hold on to people. There is no guarantee for anything. One must sincerely want to see more, have patience with themselves, and they will see it. There's no set time for this recognition to happen. And anyway, it's ongoing. One never stops recognizing more and more of the is. The fun part of the adventure is to step up and do something. That's when the unseen becomes seen. It's not faith, belief, or trust, or any of these things. These are ideas. You have to be the risk taker to even get close. It can be right in front of the individual like we are to the world, but they don't want to see it. They want to agree with their distortion, and they have the right to do that. Everybody can have whatever they want in life. This is how cool life is. It's an isness, like the air you breathe. You can have anything you want. If that's what you want, then you've got it. Everyone came into wherever they are in life and decided their position. And they came in to take on the challenge to creatively figure this out, or they don't. It's that simple. With all the knowledge available and what's taking place, they have a bigger advantage than in any lifetime, because most lifetimes are darkness with nothing there, with no knowledge and nothing but struggle. Look at history. It's nothing but battles and struggle, and still going on, and now we have technological distortion. We have 5G coming and all these other things. GMO food, HARP, just on and on. Everything is saturated. But you have the real knowledge. The real guides are here. You have that reference. The best of all times is right now, and people have the knowledge. If people are struggling, Dwayne suggests struggling together. Learn to laugh at yourself and struggle together, but get out of the begging mode. Learn to be creative, to step up and take the risk, take chances. Learn to see things and go out there. Most people like their rules and regulations. They like confronting the authorities and petitioning and begging, and again, they have the right to do that. You don't have to do it, but you have to figure it out. The idea is to do something. Not long after I came into the new presentation, I recognized that. I have to do it. No one was going to do it for me or save me. This seems self-evident, but look at all the people who expect the government, their religion, or some authority to do it for them. They expect answers, but there is no resolve to anything in a cause and effect creation. Only decisions to be made. My decision was to go for the adventure and explore something which couldn't possibly exist. Dwayne says this about doing something. It's always getting worse, so we simply decide to take on the adventure or not. Or we sit and watch the world burn. You decide. We have the projects going, and there's a bigger picture that I'm working on that's galactic. It's beyond belief. It's taking a while because, again, I need agreement, but I've decided it. The guides and the true silent ones are doing it too, so it's going to be a big surprise, but it takes a few minutes. It's not magic. It takes agreement and people wanting to do it and take part because of what's going on here. What's been allowed to go on, going back several hundred years, and the things that have taken place is quite the transition. We've all allowed this to happen, and so now we have to deal with it because we were not aware enough to see it at the time. Do we let it keep going, or do we do something about it? So it's a step. All the ideas for presenting the is are a step, and if you think of something better, then do it. But do something at least. End of quote. Dwayne is constantly updating the presentation. One just has to take the time to see it. Most people are looking for some boom in the sky or something. That's not it. It's very simple. The reality that life is huge and endless, but at the same time, it's very simple. And this is where it's overlooked because it has to be recognized. It's not about figuring it out. That's not it. It's about recognizing it. There's many ways to look at it. Just like how you're driving down your street in the neighborhood and you think you know all the houses and people, and one day you look over and realize how you've never noticed the color of a certain house before. You didn't figure it out, but all of a sudden you recognized it was there. That's the difference. People come to something like this and think immediately that it must refer to gods. It's holy, spiritual. And they've been through these things, so already know what it is. They really don't know what this is because it's always something new to be recognized and then demonstrated.